I'm here with two-times world champion and top ultimate pool professional Chris Melling, and today we're going to talk about one of my favourite subjects, which is patterns. I'm absolutely fascinated by patterns. For me, it separates the very good from the great. It's one of the reasons why you're one of the best players of all time, is because of the way you see the patterns.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously the tighter the table, the more better your patterns have to be, because you get yourself in positions where if you do have to play a difficult shot, especially if you're on a Chinese 8-ball table, that's where it really does show up, because them pockets are so tight that your patterns have to be brilliant.
And the patterns can make the game look you can make the game look really easy with really good patterns.
Yeah, and if you watch people like Gareth Potts and Mick Hill and Phil Harrison and people like that, their patterns are second to none. My patterns aren't as great as theirs, but I don't mind leaving myself, let's say, a long pot or a risky shot distance between balls, because I feel that my potting's good enough to get myself out of trouble.
Well, it's one of the big things for me is to see everyone sees patterns in a slightly different way. So we're going to get you to play a few racks and see if we can drag out some information from you to sort of see how you see the patterns. So let's get stuck in with the first frame, break them off, and let's see what we come up with. Well, no need to worry about it. You make a golden break.
Golden break,
break.
And that's how your patterns are perfect.
Yeah, the perfect patterns were there. But with a golden break, if we're playing the Pro Series, the 8-ball comes back up. So we'll put the 8-ball.
Yeah.
We'll put the 8-ball on the table and we'll treat it as though we're playing in the Pro Series rather than the Champions League. But now the 8-ball's on the table, what's your first thought? You're analysing colour sets here.
Straight away, I'm looking at the 8-ball. Where does the 8-ball go?
Yeah.
It goes past the yellow, it goes in the centre. It's quite tight. It does go in the corner if you land on it correctly.
Yeah.
But I can't, the yellows are quite dodgy. I can pot this ball. Where does this yellow go? It doesn't really go anywhere. It goes in this pocket. That's really the only position. And this yellow's tight as well, so it's not an easy clearance in this. And straight away, I'm looking and I'm thinking, if I can go for reds, pot this red, land roughly around here, pot the red in the middle, I can push through slightly, or even cannon the yellow's a better shot, because if you cannon the yellow down here, you then open that pocket up for the 8-ball as well.
Yeah.
And I can play position on this one, I can clip off this, screw off the cushion, and I'm definitely going to be on one of them reds.
So at this stage, you know reds is your choice, but you don't know exactly how these four are going to unfold just yet, because you don't know what angle you'll have 2 shots time.
Yeah, and the other option that I've just seen now, I can actually cut this red in the corner, cannon the yellow, and I'm on this red, definitely on this red, or definitely on this red in the centre pocket. So I'm going to be perfect, and I think that's the route I will go. So I'm going to pot this red in this corner.
You're going to do this first?
Yeah. I'm going to worry about them later, because I do know that and that are easy pots, really.
Okay.
And they connect to the 8-ball. So I need to get rid of these.
Right.
So my first shot is to pot this and cannon the yellow. I can't really hold position, so I've got to try and pot this red to the left-hand side of the pocket.
Yeah.
I'm potting it thick. Therefore, I get a better connection on the yellow.
Okay. Perfect.
So we're on the red now. Still a little bit of work to do, because obviously I'm not in perfect position. I can pot the red in the corner, but I'm running away from where I need to be. This red only goes in these 3 pockets, really. So it goes in the corner as well. So I'm going to take this ball in the corner pocket, and I'm going to run through and leave the cue ball around here. Now, the reason I'm leaving it around here, I don't want to leave it here.
So this is one where you've got to analyse which side of the ball is perfect, and there's no mileage for being short. If you go past perfect, you can still control it.
That's correct, because I need to be here so that when I play my next positional shot, I come off the cushion and I leave a good angle on this red to go down the table. I have a little bit of an issue because I need to really land straight on this ball. I don't mind being slightly out, because I can come off the cushion and into position.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll see how it goes. See there, I've slightly run out of position there. I've landed short, where if I land here, I'm absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and you knew at the minute you hit it, you could sense that with the way you hit that one.
Yeah, so now, which way do I go? I've got to slightly adjust my pattern, because I can't get on this ball off my next shot. unless, of course, I punch between the gap with side and come back out here, but that's very risky.
Yeah.
Because the chances are I'm probably going to hit one of them yellows.
But this, I mean, okay, in an ideal world, you finish here rather than there, and you're perfect. But this happens in a frame of ball, so you have to have the ability to evolve. This is why we talk about patterns are, you can't be precise from ball one right the way to the end. You have to allow these changes to happen.
Well, you can work your way through the pattern from beginning to end, but sometimes you're in that position, so you have to adjust.
Yeah.
So like here now, I'm going to have to adjust, and that's a big difference between landing an extra inch with a cue ball that way and perfect.
Oh, it's massive. I mean, we are talking, you can do it from here.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm absolutely
we're talking
perfect.
one revolution of the cue ball.
Yeah, so this way now, I have to go for this ball.
Yeah.
Simply because there's no point reporting that, because then I've got to pot this one and this one. How do I get from that one to that one?
Yeah.
It's virtually impossible.
Yeah, I think I'd see a lot of people get into the same situation as you here, still play this one, that one connects to that one, and then all of a sudden they figure out they can't get on this one.
Yeah, and you've a couple of options here. You can pot the red, you could come off the cushion, cannon the yellow, you can drop it in dead weight and cut the yellow in the middle. You could pot it and go into the balls, and you're still going to be on this one.
Yeah.
So I prefer, though, just to take the risk factor out of it, just leave myself a shot.
Yeah, okay, I like it.
So there I've landed slightly short, but it was always better to land short than too far.
If you go too far, you're on nothing really other than this tough pot.
Yeah, and all you need to do in this situation is make sure you make the red ball.
Yeah.
And there's a little secret I use to making these shots, and basically, where I first think I aim on a cut shot, I always go that little bit thinner.
Okay.
So I pick my line,
yeah,
but then I go a little bit more.
What's the reason for that?
I don't know why it happens, but I tend to hit the middle of the pocket when I do that.
Okay.
Or I tend to hit it thick if I don't do that. So I'm trying to pot this, cannon the yellow towards the cushion, and even if the cue ball runs forward and cannons the 8 ball over here, I'm even more perfect, because then I've just got to pot the red and stun off the cushion.
Okay, yeah. So, but with the red yourself, you're almost potting it on the thin jaw.
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to pot this red, cannon the yellow half ball, cannon the black half ball, and come further up the table, but not sure I can.
Lovely.
There you see, I've landed. I'm cueing over the 8 ball, but it's more or less unmissable. So now all I need to do is make sure I leave the cue ball somewhere around here, leave myself an half ball angle. I don't want to be straight. Even if I'm straight, I might be able to screw back off the cushion, but it's always better to leave yourself an angle.
Yeah.
As you can see there, not perfect, but it's not the worst shot in the world. Now, a lot of people may choose to top spin this with right hand spin off here, and down here. It's risky. You don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Because what can happen, it could slide off the cushion, you could end up going behind the yellow, you could hit it thick into this side of the pocket, you could go behind this yellow. I much prefer to just stun it off the cushion, come halfway down the table.
Yeah, because so you're saying a lot of people try and come for this gap so they get to this area of the table.
Yeah,
You're happy if you end up here. There's no drama in it at all.
And that's the difference between somebody like me, Mick and Gareth, is that I'd much prefer just give myself a shot, and they probably would, to be honest.
Yeah.
But some other players may go 2 cushions, so they're there. I mean, you're not going to miss the black if you land there anyway. Yeah. So why try and play a more riskier shot that you don't need to do?
Yeah, guaranteed shot.
Yeah. And for me, that's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never, ever going to miss this 8 ball.
Love that, really do. I think I love the way you've analysed the table. You've worked out what you're going to do the back end, but because you haven't finished where you were, you allowed your pattern to evolve, change, go down the table, but you always knew you still had the back end finish.
Yeah, and I'm always trying to leave 2 balls that are close to each other, because then you've got the option of both shots.
Yeah, it's all about the connections between them towards I love it.
Yeah, it's connecting the dots. It's like dot to dot. You connect the dots, and on a clearance, I start from the 8 ball backwards.
Yeah.
And then I look at my hardest ball in between. How do I get rid of that quickly? It's very important to get rid of your hardest balls early. Therefore, the clearance becomes so much easier once you do that.
Well, you made that one look easy, but let's see if you can do another one.
Yep, no problem.
crunch them.
Yeah, I gave them a little bit more, but not really a big reward. A lot of balls that are tied up, and
So that's the first thing you've noticed is there's already 2 or 3 little clusters there that are just awkward.
yeah, and I've seen the pattern instantly again,
Okay.
once again. Little bit more difficult this time. I've got to go for yellows. A lot of people would think reds, but for me, the yellow, that's the yellow you need to leave. That's the connector. That in turn will bring them away, and I'm on this one or this one. So them 5 balls there are all connecting.
Yeah.
These are the 2 that are a little bit dodgy. Realistically, I could do with getting rid of that, but I might not leave myself the perfect angle, so I'm going to leave that ball. So what I'm going to try and do is pot this, come 2 cushions, 3 cushions, and leave myself short.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to pot this one.
You're guaranteed, if you get straight on that one, you're guaranteed to get the angle you need.
Yeah, but I'm going to nudge into the red. So then the cue ball comes out. So the red goes away to, let's say, here. Then I'm going to pot this one.
Okay, to get that one out of the
I'm
way.
getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So then it leaves this natural angle to then bring the red away.
Yeah.
And I'm on all 3 yellows.
I love the fact that you've obviously seen this very, very quickly, these yellows, but you said a lot of people would go reds, and what I'm doing, I'm watching it, my gut feel, without really knowing why, was reds. It really was, and then you're saying yellows, and yellows make so much more sense when you explain you've got one problem on yellows, but you've got the perfect ball to develop the yellow.
Yeah, and the thing is here, a lot of people maybe play this shot and get on this one,
yeah,
but they wouldn't think of getting
yeah,
on that
that's
one.
the other thing, yeah.
And
when you landed there, I was like,
red,
oh, yeah.
Because if you move that red, leave yourself a perfect angle to pop the yellow and bring it out.
Yeah.
I could drop that in and leave myself perfect angle there and drop it out anyway, but then I've got that one.
Yeah, and this one ends up becoming your last ball, and then you've got to play a positional shot, which you're going to be good enough to do, but you don't want to have to do it.
That's the problem. You're going to play a lot more difficult positional shot when you don't need to.
Yeah.
So as long as I land low here on this yellow, it's all about pace of the shot and position. As long as I land low on this yellow, I think this frame's over. It's all about this first shot once again. That's absolutely perfect.
I mean, you're not picking up your hand and putting it better,
I couldn't put any better. So now, just soft topspin. Just leave yourself a little angle. So your cue ball wants to be roughly around there, and you want to push the red about there.
Yeah.
So that's
a little bit of top just to go past the red makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
okay. And here, as long as I leave roughly a half ball yellow, so basically even if I'm on the cushion, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as I leave a natural angle, I cannot fail to bring this red out.
Yeah.
That's perfect once again.
So you've got the perfect angle now. So how precise are you with these sort of cannons?
Your cannon must be right between the gap.
So you want to hit, not necessarily cushion first, but you have to hit the gap. If you catch the red full.
If you hit the red, it doesn't matter. You've got to make sure you hit this cushion.
Yeah.
Simple reason is if you hit the cushion, you're definitely going to hit the red. No matter what, you're going to hit the red. You don't want to hit the yellow and be stuck there because that yellow may go in and then you're snookered. That's why you have to hit the red.
Yeah.
If I hit the red, I might still pot the yellow, but I'm on both of the yellows.
Yeah.
I don't really want to pot that. I want to cannon it half ball, send the red roughly there, and I'm on 3 different yellows and it becomes an easy clearance.
Yeah.
You must make sure you hit the red no matter what.
Just beautiful.
So
Just controlled and just really nice. And simple as well. It's the vision to see the simplicity of the shot.
Yeah, and there's so many players out there. A lot of players watch me when I'm playing, and I never really risk a cannon. I play the cannon. Whether I get position or not, it doesn't really make much difference because I'm playing the shot. I'm not relying on luck.
Yeah.
So like now, I've got 3 options.
Yeah. There was nothing fortunate about that. That's a case of you were cannoning to that at the right time, at the right pace, and at the right angle to guarantee being on these 2. So even if the cue ball sits on that, you're still okay.
Yeah, I'm still okay. And the key is here to just try and leave the cue ball roughly around here.
Yeah.
Because then you pot this one really, and you plumb on this yellow.
Yeah.
So you don't want to leave the cue ball on the cushion, but it's a bit of a reach, but we should be okay. And that's absolutely perfect. Couldn't be any better if I tried.
Yeah. So the whole visit you've been just
Again,
perfect
don't
every
leave
time.
yourself straight, but you want to be half ball on the yellow. So I'll pop the yellow in the middle. Even if you leave the cue ball on the top cushion, it's still not bad. That's absolutely perfect. So we're coming away from the cushion, down for the 8-ball, and you can't miss the 8-ball.
Yeah, I think even I might get this one. I mean, I love this finish because for a few reasons. Obviously, I said my gut feel without really analysing the tables. Well, I think reds. You've picked yellows, but you picked the pattern so quickly. There was nothing difficult you played there. You played one pace control shot, and once you landed, you knew then. You knew in your heart of hearts you were out, didn't you?
It was the first shot. As long as I land where I land, or even a little bit further, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I push the cue ball through, and I get this one. Yeah. There's so many players out there where they go wrong because they would have played this one and then played the cannon and left that.
Yeah, I think high percentage. I think over 70% of people
100%. You have to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, because it's an outlier. It's not part of the connection. It doesn't work in the pattern.
That's correct. And then you're working up the table. You don't have to go back down there. Yeah. You don't have to play a crazy shot to get on the 8-ball.
Yeah.
You make your work so much easier.
Yeah, and for me, that highlights patterns to me. That whole frame there, that clearance, because that looked tricky, but because of the order you've taken it in, you didn't play obviously the pace control shot was lovely, but you didn't play a difficult shot in that whole finish.
No, every shot was a simple shot, really. And there was just soft cannons, controlled cannons, and that is where I get a big advantage when it goes to 15-second shot clock. Well, because I saw that in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was incredible. Yeah. Well, I want more of this, so let's go again. Cue ball a little bit loose, but so much power through the pack.
Yeah, and I'm actually not hitting them anywhere near as hard as I can.
You've got so much power in your break. It's incredible, but a decent opportunity once again, you'd say?
How do you miss these?
I mean, I could try.
I mean, these are you couldn't wish for them to be any better.
So what? Just straight away yellows, no thinking, no issues.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, where's the 8-ball going?
Yeah.
Do I play for it in there or do I play for it in here? For me, I've got to play for it in the centre pocket simply because of that yellow.
Yeah.
I roll it in, I'm on the 8-ball. So the perfect pattern is pot this one, come out to here. Always leave yourself an angle.
Yeah. You can't get here because you're dead.
That's right. The joy, and you don't want to be there because then you're straight.
Yeah.
You've got to leave yourself an angle for your next positional shot. And when you play for this one, you want to be slightly high, so you're going down the table.
Yeah.
Don't want to be low because you're going to go up the table. And so many players play shots where they land the wrong side of the ball, and that's what causes the biggest issue in the game.
And you'd always make sure you leave yourself a little bit too much angle than not enough, because you can control that.
Well, the thing is with pool, especially on an English pool table, the cue ball's smaller than the object ball, so you can manipulate the cue ball so much.
Yeah.
You can leave a ball dead straight, and I could make an angle that you just can't believe.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think I was half ball, and I can make that much angle from being straight on a ball.
Yeah. Amazing what you can do.
So we're going to try and pot this. We're going to try and leave the cue ball anywhere around here is perfect. Nothing for short. If you go too far, it's okay, but do not leave it short.
Okay.
So that's perfect. Again, we want to be somewhere around this area. You don't want to be too far. If you are too far, it's not too bad because you're still on this one. Now I'm thinking instantly, what kind of angle do I want to leave myself on this ball to get to the 8-ball? I really want to leave either this one or this one to get to that one.
Are you trying to get to here?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's like 5 shots in front, I'm thinking. Simply because it's so easy to pot that and screw over here, but I can't because that's in the way. So I can possibly pot that and leave myself straight on here and just pot that and roll through.
Yeah.
Which I've got so many options here that you don't over want to think it.
Yeah.
You know,
you just know that as long as you get just short of straight, you could then.
That's correct.
Can then evolve.
I don't want to be too far. If I'm too far, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So on this occasion, you've gone further than you wanted to. So this is a slight reroute, but as you say, you knew you had a bit of margin by going too far.
That's right. It's a slight reroute, but it's not the end of the world. I can still pot this ball. I can still even go for this one if I need to, and change my route to get on the 8-ball. I'm still gonna try and leave this ball. So my route here now is pot this, come here. Even if I'm queuing over the red, it's not the end of the world. Then pot this one, then pot this one, leave myself half ball and screw over into the gap.
Okay.
So I don't want to be here with the cue ball on my next shot. So that's okay, it's not too bad.
And you use the red as a bit of a buffer as well.
Yeah, just to hold the cue ball. I can even play this ball now if I really want to. And looking at the table, I'm thinking, well, should I, shouldn't I? And to be perfectly honest, I'm going to reroute.
Yeah.
Because I can pot this ball, I can come out here, I can pot this one and this one, and then I can come over for that ball. But I think there's an easier route, and that is to pot this ball, leave myself straight, pot this ball, pot this one, run up the table, and then I can pot that and come off the cush down for the 8 ball.
Yeah. So I love this because I think a lot of people get a little bit precious about their patterns, especially they get fixed on last ball. That's my last ball. I know right at the start of the frame that's my last ball, but then you didn't get where you want to first shot exactly. So you've allowed it to evolve, and yes, you would still get out if you went this way, but you've got to play that positional shot that could go wrong if you catch it wrong. You've now rerouted to a way where you're back into just it's simple again.
Yeah, and the only way it can really go wrong for me from here is if I screw back too far to get on this yellow.
Yeah.
That's really the only way it can go wrong. I can go this way, and I can make it the route I want to go from the beginning, but I think it's far more easier getting rid of that one.
It's important not to be too precious. Allow your route to evolve. If there's a better route out there, then take it.
Yeah, and just don't go too far behind the red here.
Yeah.
If you're short, it still doesn't matter. You can pot that and come to you and reroute again. Yeah. There's nothing for going too far here. Do not go too far.
Yeah.
So there, that's roughly perfect. So if I pot that ball and leave myself a half ball yellow, I'm not doing anything with the cue, I'm just killing it dead. And pot that, I go up the table. You don't want to roll it in because then you're here.
Yeah,
because then you pot the yellow and you're going down here,
yeah.
You're going away from your work. So you want to be here. You want to be going high up the table.
Always looking at which side you want to be on it.
That's correct.
It's lovely.
So I've got more angle than I need.
But that's better than being too far the other way, yeah.
Yeah, because I can come off the top cushion, I'm perfect. I'm not going away from my work, I'm going into my work.
Yeah.
So we pot this, we do not want to be too far. Now here I've got options. If I land here, I can pot this and come off 2 cushions, I'm on the black. If I land here, I can pot that and screw over for the black. I've got options all around me. So we're going to pot this and just make sure I don't land near the top cushion. So there, we've got options now. I can pot the yellow in the middle. I can pot it thin and go 2 cushions and be on the 8 ball. I.e. what I mean by thin is it's in roughly around here so it just drops. I can pot it thick and screw over, or I can pot it medium and just go down here. So it's all about personal preference.
And you'll probably change from one day to the next on what you prefer.
Yeah, and for me, I pot this thin.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the shot easier. So I'm going to pot this yellow really thin to the top side of the pocket. That will in turn avoid being off. Left a little tricky black, but it's one that you shouldn't miss.
Yeah, just flick the jaw where if you miss the jaw, you're perfect.
Yeah, I was just making sure I pot the yellow, really, but you shouldn't miss this 8 ball.
I love this one because for the previous run out, your first shot, from that first shot, you were perfect and you did exactly what you wanted. This one, your first shot was just slightly, or second shot was just slightly overpaced, and you've allowed the pattern to evolve, and you still come up with a simple way of going, and you weren't too precious on it, and you just allowed it to still become a simple run out.
Yeah, and I gave myself 3 options to get the 8 ball.
Yeah.
And that was all because I left that 1 ball to last.
Yeah.
If I had left a different ball, it might have been slightly. I might have only had 2 options. But like I said, if I pot that ball thin, come off here, I left myself a tricky black, but I shouldn't miss it. I could have floated down and make it easier. Problem when you play that floating shot, you might get a kick.
And if you get a kick and it throws a little wide, you catch the red.
You catch the red, you're on nothing. Or you could pot that and screw back. Yeah. But that's timing. If you're feeling good on the cue, you probably play the screw back. Yeah. But I decided just to roll it in, just to try and make it easy for myself. Yeah. I never thought in a million years I would miss the 8 ball. Sometimes you do.
Well, that happens. That's the sport. But I just love the simplicity, the way you kept it as simple as you possibly could. Once again, there wasn't a single shot you played there that required extremely good execution. It was all simple stuff. Yeah, and that's the key to winning and winning frames, just keeping it simple. Yeah. So no one. Nice. Good explosion on that one. But problem up here straight away.
Yeah, and looking at the table, the yellows look great, to be fair. That's the trickiest yellow.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking straight away, how do I get on that yellow? What kind of shot do I play to get on it? A couple of options. You can play for the double. You could play the plant and bring it out. A few options. Now, this is difficult because I can pot this one and this one, and I need to get to there. I don't want to be straight, really. So I can get rid of that yellow, then work down the table, but it's difficult. Now, looking at it from a different angle, I could pot the yellow in the corner, but I've seen a different pattern. So I can pot these 3 balls.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to get rid of that one as soon as possible, but I can't. That's going to be my 3rd shot.
Okay.
So I want to pot that one, leave myself an half ball yellow, pot this one, screw to here. Just make sure I leave myself an angle. Pot this one, screw out, leave the gap. Pot this one, roll it through. Pot this one, cannon the yellow.
You're going to cannon the yellow last ball.
There's a way to cannon the yellow though.
Yeah.
Most people will cannon that over the pocket.
Yeah.
Wrong shot. Complete wrong shot. You cannon cushion first.
Up
You're on
in
it in
here.
there or there, 100%.
Yeah.
Cannot
So you
fail to be on it in
even
there
though
or
you're
there.
playing a cannon last, you still feel like you're guaranteeing a shot of some sort.
100%.
Yeah.
As long as you cannon the cushion first, you're on it in that corner or that middle.
You can't get there. Your pattern, the way you're going about your pattern, you can't get there early. But if you could, let's say you were here,
Yeah.
not on that one, but you were here, would you do that first 3 shots?
Yes, I'd be potting that first shot.
But because
then
you
this one.
can't, you're going to save it till last because that still connects up and these connect up.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it.
It's all about this shot, really.
Yeah.
Like I said, most people cannon that to over this middle. It's not the right shot, simply because if you under it, you're not on it, you can't pot it.
Your actual margin of error is tiny.
It 100% is, because if it goes there, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If it goes there, you're in trouble. If it goes there, you're in trouble. If you hit there, you
Yeah.
cannot possibly fail to be on that yellow. So we'll see how it goes. I'll probably fail now. So just make sure I'm leaving the correct angle. 2 ways to play it. I can either roll it in dead weight or just soft stun it. I prefer to soft stun it. Leave a nice angle. And just look at the angle that you want here. You don't want to be straight. You definitely don't want to be short.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble if you're short.
You're not on it.
You need to be roughly on the blue spot on a snooker table or further over.
For me, the way you've described the pattern, this is the key shot.
Oh,
If
100%.
you get this shot right, I fancy you to get out every time.
Yeah, 100%. That should be somewhere near perfect.
That's not far away. You're
Yeah.
absolutely on the line of the blue spot. Okay, you're a little bit.
Now
to
I've
right
got
a
the
bit,
option. Now I've got the option because I'm not perfect. I'm okay,
Yeah.
but the next shot is a key one. Got to be on this.
Yeah.
I'm actually on this now.
Yeah.
I could pot this, and then play the cannon.
Yeah.
But then I'm relying on leaving the right angle to get him that. So I'm going to play that yellow.
Yeah, because if you play the cannon, you as you say, you're guaranteed to have a shot in here or there, but you don't know what angle you're going to have, so you don't want to run a risk of.
I'm going to have some kind of shot on one of these yellows.
Yeah.
Even if it's a plant, I'm going to have a shot. But I've got to play this one. It's just the way I've set my clearance out.
Yeah. Very nice.
So that's perfect. I don't want to stun this in and be straight on that yellow. I know for a fact if I roll this and stun it, I'm in trouble. I'm out of position. Yeah. I need to be further down.
Is this one where you play the drag shot? Or
that's correct, yeah. You play the drag shot. You've got to rely on the table a little bit also. You need it to roll straight.
Yeah.
If I land on the cushion, it's not the end of the world. I've just got to play the cannon a little bit harder. I can pot the yellow and play it with the right-hand side off here, but then I'm making it a bit more accurate. So I'd rather just drop it in and leave myself a shot. That's absolutely perfect. Perfect position on the yellow. And remember
again,
what I said in the beginning. Make sure you hit the cushion first.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you hit it. You could hit it there, 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 there. You're perfect if you hit it. As long as you hit that cushion anywhere in that gap, you're perfect.
Makes you feel like you've got a huge margin of error on this shot.
Massive, massive margin of error.
Exactly as you discussed.
And I'm absolutely perfect on it in the top. It couldn't possibly go wrong as long as I hit that cushion in that 3-inch gap. And now I can either pot this and roll through, I can stun it. I prefer to stun this shot, just raise the cue in the air slightly. When you're playing this shot, always make sure you're at the centre of the cue ball, because if you put any side on whatsoever, it's going to send the object ball off. You've got to hit the middle of the cue ball. And I've had nothing to do to get to the 8.
No.
Dead straight on the 8 ball. And just a soft stun on the 8.
It's another great finish, and it's another one for me that I absolutely love, because we talk a lot, especially on commentary, about not wanting to deal with your hardest ball first. And you've got one ball there that's really awkward, and in an ideal world, you'd like to deal with it first, but you could see the pattern, and you knew you had a margin of error on that shot. You were guaranteeing a shot. So even though we'd say that in the ideal way, you don't leave that shot till last, it fitted your pattern this time, and you played it with so much control. Yeah,
if I could have played it early, I definitely would have played it early, because I had 3 balls around here, but these 2 connected, and then this one connected. And the toughest shot really was getting from this one to that one down there.
Yeah.
Once I got that, and I could roll it in dead weight, I would guarantee the angle on this one. You've got to play the cannon right. Yeah. Play it at the nice pace. Just don't play it too hard. Hit the cushion first, and you're 100% going to be on it in that pocket or that pocket.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. Absolutely love it. So let's have another. Well, what a break that is. I mean, it's the best break we've seen all day, and it's a golden break. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Wow, I mean, no need to worry about patterns when you make a break like that.
Well, we could put the 8 ball up, and
let's do that. Yeah, let's finish with the 8 ball up and see if you can run it out. You can win the frame twice again.
Yeah, I mean, these are really easy. For a professional to run out this kind of a run out, this is nigh on unmissable.
Well, let me ask you that then, because you've seen this and it's so open and spread that it's what you say it's unmissable. Is it still for me, the difficulty from your perspective here is it's so easy that you could get a little bit careless with this one. You still need to be very mentally strong to go, this is my route. You
can, and I just think that I've seen the route literally within a second.
Yeah.
Basically, I tell you straight away, pot that there, pot this there, pot that, stun, pot that, black.
So it's just,
that's how
it all
quick
connects it so nicely. So this looks like the trickiest ball, but you can get there straight away.
Yeah, and the way to play this, I ain't got a natural angle on this red. The way to play it is play with a lot of right-hand spin and pot the red to the left-hand side of the pocket. So when the cue ball hits here, it slightly spins up. Doesn't matter if you're short, as long as you're on that, it's really easy. So we're going to make sure we're on that, and everything else comes together.
A little trace, like you say, the right-hand spin you put on it hits the cushion, you can see the spots go,
yeah,
and it's just spun it enough to be straight.
Yeah, and I mean, these are really unmissable.
Yeah.
As long as I leave myself straight, I'm probably not going to hit a cushion on any of these next few shots.
Yeah.
That's how easy they are.
And that's about connection.
Well, I probably will hit a cushion because I'm not perfect on this, but I'll try and roll it, not use a cushion. So we pot that, and everything is basically a stun shot. I may have to use one here. You can see there, I've not used one cushion.
No, the thing I love about this one, I let you pot the 8 ball. This layout that you've had here, it almost looks like a training exercise that we've laid it out to show what patterns are. But that was a genuine break. Obviously, we showed that. But that's how simple the game can be because of patterns. And you saw it so quickly. You knew if I land on that one, I'm out. I'm done. One shot. I'm
definitely.
over.
And that was my most difficult ball. And when I've said it earlier, when we spoke about it, if you can get rid of your hardest ball early, it becomes so much more easier.
Thank you for your time, Chris. It's been great to get your insights.
Cheers, Simon. Thanks.